I am Sudarshana CD, first MCom, Government Postgrad College Udayapura, Department of PG Studies in Commerce. ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಕು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟರ್ಜಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್. Strategy implementation meaning. Strategy implementation is a team used to describe the activities within an organization to manage the execution of a strategic plan. Strategy implementation is the translation of chosen strategy into organizational action so as to achieve strategic goals and objectives. Develop, utilize, amalgamate. Organizational structure, control system and culture to follow strategies that lead to competitive advantage and a better performance. Special value developing tasks and roles to the employees. Maximum efficiency, quality and consumer satisfaction. Organizational control system, motivational incentives, feedback, organizational performance, values, attitude, norms and beliefs, excellently formulated strategies, organizational structure, reward structure, resource allocation process, etc. Strategy implementation possesses a three to many managers and employees in an organization. New power relationships are predicted and achieved. New groups, formal as well as informal, are formed whose values, attitudes, beliefs and concerns may not be known. With the change in power and status roles, the managers and employees may employee confirmation behavior. Strategy planning, what to do overall. Strategy implementation, how to do it day-to-day operation. The strategy implementation process, vision, strategy, implementation plan, accountabilities, deadlines, ownerships. Monitoring systems, involve, communicate, specify, act, adjust. The strategy formulation, implementation, interrelationship. Strategy formulation and strategy implementation are different and it needs to be sound and excellent. Strategy fails because of failed implementation and not because of strategy model. The matrix shows various combination of strategy, formulation and implementation. Strategy formulation, implementation, interrelationship. In cell, one organization thrives since it is achieving what it aspires to achieve with the efficient output-input ratio, wherein cell 2 and cell 4 organization is doomed unless it can establish strategy direction. In cell 3, strategic direction is present to ensures effectiveness even if rather too much input is being used to generate outputs. Thus, to be effective is to survive, whereas efficiency is not sufficient for survival. Issues in strategy implementation. Implementation task test strategy stability to allocate resources, design structures, formulate functional policies, identify leadership styles, etc. Strategies lead to plans. Plans result in different kinds of programs which includes goals, policies, procedures, rules and steps to be taken in putting them into action. Programs lead to be formulation of the project which is time scheduled and cost are predetermined. It requires allocation of funds based on capital budgeting of the organization. Project creates need for infrastructure for day-to-day operations in organization. Resource allocation is key to successful projects. Sequence in which strategy implementation issues are to be considered: project implementation, procedural implementation, resource allocation, structural implementation, functional implementation, behavioral implementation. Transition from strategy formulation to strategy implementation requires shift in responsibility from strategic to divisional and functional managers and their Involvement should be maximum during strategy formulation. Resource allocation. In strategic planning, resource allocation is a plan for using available resources. It is the process of allocating scarce resources among the various projects or business units. There may be contingency mechanism, priority ranking of items excluded from the plan, which items to found if more resources should become available, priority ranking of some items, sacrifices total founding must be reduced. There are a number of approaches to solving resource allocation problems: manual approach, algorithmic approach, combination of both. Procedural issue in strategy implementation. Following the procedures laid down for implementation constitutes an important components of strategy implementation in the India context. License procedure, foreign collaboration procedure, FERA requirement, MRTP requirements, capital issue control requirements, import and export requirements, incentives and facilities benefits. Thank you.